The Quincana take down animals that were considerably larger than itself.
God damn.
It can move these claws around with ease and dish out killing blows.
Oh God!
These additional weapons were also
Lord!
hooked,
Oh yeah, they got a bunch of reptile demons out there. But guess what? I'm a demon. Prehistoric Australia was pure nightmare fuel. Oh God! Current day Australia, I'm sorry, is nightmare fuel. What the fuck?
Just like how everything is bigger in Texas, everything is deadlier in Australia.
Agreed. That
Mostly
place.
the nature, as it's home to a highly disproportionate amount of potentially lethal animals.
Yeah. No.
Having more venomous species than all but 2 countries. Yet, it takes the cake when only considering venomous animals that are fatal to humans.
I just saw it, but I'm not going
On top of this, it is home to 20 of the 25 most deadliest snakes in the world.
Okay.
Including all of the top 11. And it's the native country of one of the only birds.
And this demon bird that people are like, you said you ain't dying by no bird. Look, let me be clear. If I'm in a place with the same setting where there is a bird that can legitimately kill me, that's my life. I'm not dying to no bird, bro. Not dying to no bird. And I ain't going to Australia to find the bird that can do it.
Known to occasionally kill humans.
Look at these though, bro.
The cassowary.
Like, what the f is that? Like, why am I testing that, bro? I'll punch that in his beak though, boy. But why am I even there to have to test the and actually put hands and feet on me?
Classics
Beak
like the
and feet on
saltwater
me.
crocodile, white shark, spiders, and potent jellyfish. And
Jesus.
in case you needed a little more proof that Australia really is the land of nope, you should know that it's where some of the largest insects in the world call home, is one of the few places where pine cones can kill you, and is where the top 3 largest wildfires in the 21st century took place.
Well, I knew that one.
The list could go on, but you get the idea. So it may be hard to stomach the fact that Australia is actually much more tame than it used to be.
Oh yeah,
And I'm not talking about the
believe
fact that it used to be home to dinosaurs, but rather giant monitor lizards and terrestrial crocodiles, just to name a couple. And surprisingly, you don't even have to travel that far back to arrive at this forsaken Australia.
Talk to me.
As it reached its peak in chaoticness about 50,000 years ago.
That's pretty far,
which is
dude.
right around when humans first arrived. Talk about good timing. Back in those days,
Was that Gambino?
reptilian predators, not mammalian, ruled Australia.
What the fuck
and
is
it
that?
wouldn't take long for anyone.
No. Nigga, is this a honey badged koala? What is that?
Predators, not mammalian, ruled Australia. And it wouldn't take long for anyone to realize that something was very wrong once they set foot on land.
Yeah.
As there were a host of nightmarish creatures wandering around.
Yeah, these niggas look
One
weird.
being a literal land croc.
Oh.
Not a crocodile lookalike, but a genuine real crocodilian that happened to run comfortably on land.
No.
This creature was known as the Quincana.
Nope.
And it was one of Australia's top predators during the Pleistocene.
that nigga
It
K.
shared many
Rule is
features
crazy.
with the
No.
crocodiles we know of today, and was once even considered a true crocodile. Although, thanks to a very odd skull structure, it was moved to the extinct clade of Megalania. Along with the odd skull, paleontologists also noticed that it had some strange...
What in the Hokage Dr. Bio bullshit? Yeah, see, this is why, hey, look, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to Australia ever, dog. No, I have no reason to go there, bro.
legs as well, that were very long for a crocodilian, allowing
I
it
have
to
no
keep
reason
its
to go
body
there, bro.
clear
I
of
don't care if this
terrain
nigga
and
dead.
potentially sprint.
This nigga probably
This is led
alive
to it
somewhere.
being considered a terrestrial predator, with further evidence coming from its hoof-like toes and flat tail, which wasn't designed for swimming. Unfortunately for all land dwellers, the Quincana was also no small critter, with most adults measuring 3 meters or 10 feet and weighing 200 kilograms or 440 pounds.
Fuck no.
Making it nearly identical in weight to a medium-sized American alligator.
Aye.
Not to worry though, as there were larger individuals as well. With one
Thanks.
specimen reaching 6 meters or 20 feet in length. At this size, it had no problem taking down mammals, including an unlucky human from time to time. Getting attacked by this croc was an absolute nightmare, as its teeth were designed to slice animals up like a filet mignon.
Fuck no.
With each tooth being blade-like,
Why
compressed,
that shit blue, dog?
and heavily serrated. These kind of teeth are
I like
referred to
medium
as
rare,
xiphidon
but god
teeth,
damn.
and is what was commonly seen in theropods. Having such vicious dentition let the Quincana take down animals that were considerably larger than itself,
God damn.
with each bite tearing through large portions of flesh and muscle. There's a chance as well that you couldn't even outsmart this croc.
See, this is my beef with these motherfuckers, bro. Why were you even in this situation, and why was this show? All right.
As there is some evidence that it was an accomplished swimmer, in spite of spending most of its life on land. Shockingly, or maybe by this point, unshockingly, even a terrestrial croc that could swim and had dinosaur-like teeth wasn't safe from other Australian creatures.
Okay.
As there was also the largest known terrestrial lizard walking around, Megalania. There's
I think I heard of this one.
You've heard of this reptile due to its recent popularity. Yet, you may not have heard that it's no longer known as the Megalania, rather Varanus priscus, meaning
Did I watch
it
a
was
video about
actually
this
a
nigga?
giant species of monitor lizard. Despite this classification change, the Megalania is still usually referred to by its original name.
Okay.
Perhaps because it's much more fitting as it translates to the Great Roamer.
Yeah, sure,
a
whatever.
nod to its massive size, and massive it was. Paleontologists never seem to agree on the exact measurements, but all estimates have
they're
given
just
it a
making
length
this
of
shit
at
up?
least 3.5 meters.
Imagine all prehistoric fucking Earth was like just a bunch of geckos, and Geico lizards around, and these niggas just had to, these niggas just lying.
Or 11 feet, with an approximate weight of 158 kilograms.
These niggas just
or
making all this shit up,
348
man.
pounds. So at the minimum, we are talking about a lizard that it was as long as a sea lion.
Or like
and
humans
as
were like
heavy as a
really
reindeer.
short, like 2 feet.
And at its maximum, things frankly got crazy, with studies finding it to have potentially obtained lengths of up to 7.9 meters or 26 feet, which is based on
Sorry for yawning. I'm recording this bitch in the morning. Subscribe for more dedicated content creation.
fragmented remains that were scaled up to living monitor lizards. This would have made them just as lengthy as the longest recorded anaconda, but 8.5 times heavier due to its robust build,
Okay.
with an absolute maximum weight of 2 tons. However, for the most part, large Megalania were probably no more than 575 kilograms or 1,200 pounds.
All right, big dog.
Although it wasn't only a giant, as like living monitor lizards, the Megalania possessed razor-sharp teeth
Sure.
that were fairly long and recurved, granting extra grip while holding onto prey.
Yeah, I
The
believe it.
Megalania is further thought to have used its tremendously powerful legs and sharp
Oh my
claws
God.
to bring down prey and foe alike.
No, that nigga can
Naturally,
die.
in
That
true
ugly
Australian
ass shit.
fashion, the Megalania might have been venomous as well due to its heritage,
Fuck.
since all monitor lizards presently living are considered to be venomous. Their venom, similar to what is seen in some snakes, works as an anticoagulant,
Jesus.
meaning it prevents blood from clotting, which leads to shock and infections as it keeps wounds open for longer periods of time. And because the Komodo dragon, also known as the Komodo monitor, is
Yeah.
the Megalania's closest living relative, certain paleontologists believe that the two shared similar hunting tactics of biting prey, retreating, and then letting the venom do the work.
Okay.
So that's to say, even if you managed to get away from an attacking Megalania, you would still be doomed. All of these attributes make Megalania feasibly the worst thing you could have run into. Unless, that is, you have ophidiophobia, a fear of snakes. In this case, your mortal enemy back then would have been Wambi. This name may not sound like much,
Wambi.
but it should strike fear into anyone who hears it,
Wambi.
as it belongs to a now extinct giant serpent.
Why the fuck the kid from Bare Necessity? The Bare Necessities based on a true tragedy.
That lives right
Alright.
alongside both the Quincana and
Why the fuck is he
Megalania.
here, man?
This snake is unlike any we know of today, for it belonged to a family of now extinct snakes known as the Matsoidae.
Alright.
Snakes from this family were primarily characterized by somewhat inflexible primitive jaws and giant sizes,
Right.
with the Wambi being one of the biggest. It didn't
That's not
quite reach
him.
the length of the longest living snakes of today, but came awfully close, with the larger specimens having a length of 6 meters or 20 feet,
Okay, so why he deadly?
equivalent to a large Burmese python.
No, why he
Luckily
deadlier?
for us, the Wambi did break the Australian trend of possessing venom. Nevertheless, its size still rendered it a potent killer,
Oh, fuck.
who might have hunted in a very similar fashion to the extant constrictor snakes, which is to say, by using ambushes near bodies of water to strike
Shit.
unsuspecting prey that were
strangle
then
this nigga.
killed by tightening its muscles and squeezing the animal so
I
hard
smash this
that
nigga head
blood
in.
couldn't reach their brain or heart, thus incapacitating them.
Yeah, you
Afterwards,
kill Remy.
though, is where
Don't
things
fuck with
got
me.
different. Because as mentioned, the Wambi had an inflexible and somewhat smaller head that couldn't swallow prey whole.
Yeah.
This may sound like a good thing for prey, but in reality, it just made the snake more nightmarish.
Why?
As to make up for this inability, it would simply use its sharp teeth and powerful body to tear chunks off prey,
Oh.
sometimes even disemboweling them. Such an unpleasant way to go out may have been more common for early Australians than being preyed upon by the Megalania or
Skill issue. Reaction time. Going, hey, I'm smacking the fuck out of this nigga and dipping.
Quincana. As one study found that in some indigenous populations today, snake attacks by constrictors are a common cause of death. By now, it would be reasonable for you to wonder how any mammal could survive living with so many reptilian horrors. And the answer is, the mammals were just as crazy.
Oh.
Best exemplified by the Thylacoleo.
Them niggas said, oh yeah, they got a bunch of reptile demons out there, but guess what? I'm a demon.
Is best known for its immense size, with adults being the largest
these
known
ugly ass
predators
niggas, okay,
to ever live in Australia.
Yeah, they too ugly to be
On
weak.
average, specimens were about the same size as a European wild boar, while the largest Thylacoleo were on par with fully matured female lions and tigers, with whom it also shared a few characteristics.
Type shit.
Yet, this was no feline. Far from it, actually.
Yeah, nigga
as the
don't look like it.
Thylacoleo was really a marsupial mammal that is most closely related
I knew it was a koala. I'm about to say it looked like a fucking
koala,
cracked
it's
out
thought
koala.
that the Thylacoleo had a smaller brain. However, in its case, a smaller brain was a huge advantage, as it gave the skull more space for extremely dense muscles and wide, sturdy bones.
So it's just straight bone in there, no more.
That ultimately led to the strongest bite, pound for pound, of any known mammal.
Okay.
It's been estimated that a medium-sized Thylacoleo was capable of biting with the same force as a lion 2.5 times its size.
All right.
Leading paleontologists to suspect that this marsupial was capable of taking down big-bodied prey.
I believe it then,
15 times
shit.
heavier than itself. And it likely did so in an
And niggas tell me Over the Hedge ain't a scary movie, but this motherfucker with foam around his mouth was all on the goddamn TV screen. Over the Hedge is a scary movie.
extremely unique fashion.
And I die
Thanks to
by
its
that.
dentition, which consisted of large incisors
That
were
wild
similar
ass
to the
squirrel.
elongated canines seen in other mammals.
Yeah, put hippos
Furthermore,
back then. I
it
want to see
boasted
some.
giant premolars that
Put hippos
almost
in the
resembled
fast
flat
timeline.
blades. Together with its powerful muscles, these bizarre teeth worked
Them niggas
wonders,
need to learn a lesson.
killing animals by piercing deep into the flesh with the incisors, while the premolars severed the poor
Territorial
animal's
ass
windpipe, spinal cord, and arteries, causing all sorts of fatal problems. This mode of killing was so efficient that researchers think it took less than a minute for this marsupial lion to kill large prey.
Right.
While the same task for an African lion can take up to 15 minutes or more.
Oh, God.
And for whatever reason, if its bite didn't do the trick, the Thylacoleo had lethal claws
yeah.
as well. On each of its front feet, there was a single large retractable claw that was
thumb
attached
big as
to
fuck.
semi-opposable thumbs. This implied it can move these claws around with ease and dish out killing blows.
Oh, God.
if needed.
Oh,
These additional weapons were also
Lord.
hooked,
Oh,
leading to the idea that Thylacoleo was a
God.
climber who possibly dragged kill
Like the
trees
Crack
like
Panther.
leopards do. Climbing further allowed it to navigate caves
Nigga, T'Challa was on crack in this timeline.
and rough terrain, adding another layer of complexity to this already overpowered marsupial. And so with all of this said, Australia had no doubt some pretty terrifying predators.
I don't like that this nigga fangs spawned in every AB gap. I don't like
around,
that.
making life fairly interesting
All right,
for the
that nigga's
first
tripping.
humans to arrive. And for them, they wouldn't even be able to find peace around the herbivores. As in response to
like kangaroo.
biological killing machines, the herbivores got pretty ferocious themselves.
What the fuck?
A good demonstration of this is the Diprotodon, an extinct marsupial
Go about
whose
your business,
closest
eat some
living
grass,
relative
nigga.
is
What's
the
your
wombat.
problem?
The two also did look in some ways similar, except unlike the wombat, the Diprotodon was massive,
Okay.
plausibly weighing up to 3.85 tons, which makes it equal in weight to a fully grown Asian elephant. This size gave it
You
much
say
needed
a full-grown
durability and
adult,
would have made
what?
hunting it a questionable
Fat
endeavor.
for people back
A
then.
task further discouraged by the presence of a surprisingly strong bite. The Diprotodon was strictly a vegetarian, but nonetheless, it still had a nasty bite that reached 11,000 newtons in force at the back molars, giving it more than enough power to technically break a human's femur. In addition to elephant-sized wombats, birds too were supersized in prehistoric Australia at the time,
Type shit.
especially the Genyornis.
They get yoiness.
This ancient bird resembled the once widespread terror birds. However, it actually belonged to a separate family of flightless birds, known as the Dromornithidae.
The
or
Dromornithidae.
thunderbirds. All members of this family, Genyornis included, are believed to have been herbivores despite their menacing appearances.
Oh, this motherfucker just make me some Fruit Loops. Man, put the O's in the bowl, nigga.
Though, like many ancient Australian creatures, they did have size to help balance their defenses out. The Genyornis in particular routinely grew to heights
Why
taller
he
than
look
humans,
like that?
with the average individual coming in at 2
What
meters
the fuck? Yo, this was a chicken back then, dog.
or 6.5 feet.
Papa chicken.
Moreover, this bird had giant, robust bones. that
Nigga
gave
look
it
like
durability
Canes.
and
I ain't
heftiness,
scared of that nigga.
resulting in it weighing a full quarter of a ton.
I stepped in this
And if
nigga.
its size wasn't enough of a deterrent, the Genyornis could always use its beak or sharp claws to ward off predators that got too close.
I just make these niggas fight each other, pick up the scraps, keep pushing.
By now, it should be obvious that ancient Australia was the last place you'd want to visit.
Shit.
And just to really drive it all home, remember that nearly every dangerous animal in Australia today was also still around back then.
Okay.
That's not to mention other extinct animals which I didn't mention, including large turtles and additional extinct crocodilians like the Paludorex. And of course, nature itself was also harsh with extreme droughts.
Yeah,
being
I'm
present.
trolling. I wouldn't be anywhere
And
near
yet,
Australia.
despite
though.
all of these odds, humans still survived in Australia. In fact, not only did they survive, but they managed to thrive and dominate the lands,
Oh, but we couldn't. Man, I ain't scared of this shit.
with evidence showing that they preyed upon multiple of the megafauna mentioned today,
Yeah.
suggesting that maybe we were actually the scariest animals around during those times.
I say, nigga, I'm a demon.
Thanks for watching, and until next time on Extinct Zoo.
Yeah, and that's the best part about this, the human pride of this shit, right? Like, all this crazy shit sound tough, but then we survived that too. We survived this too. We survived that too, man. Y'all, I'm a demon. Let me know your thoughts, though. Let me know if you think you can survive that, or what's your strategy to surviving prehistoric Australia, and why you're crazy, because I wouldn't even go to current Australia. That's the one place I will cop it. But until next time, take care, stay blessed. See you next time. Bye.